Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate it if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be talking about a Vacheron Constantin. This one, a modern take on a previously released from the 1940s model, a triple calendar, the Historique Triple Calendrier from 1942. I probably butchered that because, well, I only really speak English and a little bit of Spanish and a tiny bit of Japanese. But anyway, this one, a 40mm case. We'll be going over the case, the dial, the crown functions, as well as the movement, and the leather bracelet here, leather strap, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on all of these features throughout this video. Now, starting off with the case, again, 40mm from finger to thumb. That's the 2 to 8 or 10 to 4, same distance, all right? From finger to thumb, 40mm. Thickness-wise, we are at 10.8 millimeters, or rather, sorry, 10.3 millimeters in thickness. That's including that sapphire crystal, so it sits rather nicely on the wrist. You have little actuators around the 10, 2, and 4 o'clock positions. Those are to adjust all of the features on this dial, and they're actually arranged in a way that makes sense. More on that later. This entire case construction is all stainless steel, so you can certainly wear this just about anywhere. You can make this your everyday wear watch, should you be in those sorts of situations where you are, a little bit more formal in your dress attire, say you're a doctor or some sort. All right. Now, taking a look at this this dial here, they call it a sort of like a cream color. It has a sunray or sunburst type of finish to it, giving it a little bit of character as well. I will call this more a tint of yellow, and yellow I think here is a very good choice because these hands, the minute and hour hands at least, are blue, giving it that sort of complementary color style that I very much like, with the red showing up very nice and easily. Not really fitting with that complementary color scheme, but hey, that's fine with me. Maybe a bit more like a split complementary, blue with the red and yellow being the splits of the complementary of the blue. That's enough color theory for now. At least, if you take a look at the peripheral of this dial, you'll notice that it's a little bit different from what you would expect from, say, a standard dial. Well, this is a triple calendar, meaning that there are 3 aspects to this watch that give it that calendar sort of functionality. At these apertures, you have the days of the week spelled out with the month as well spelled out. Both of these can be adjusted quick using the pushers at the 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock positions respectively. So I've tested this myself. The days correspond to the 10 o'clock position, the months correspond to the 2 o'clock position. It just makes sense. And then the final one at the 4 o'clock position is the one that adjusts the date itself, which is center mounted, no counterbalance or no counterweight for this sort of goldish looking hand with the red tipped arrow. This one goes around once every 31 days. So you can use this actuator to move this forward once per day. And it's a very interesting movement because there's no real easy way to divide 31 into, well, basically a multiple of 12 or any such, or 360 or 60 or any sort of really, more square circular movement. And so Vacheron Constantin have done very well to make this work so precisely, actually. You have a small seconds dial at the 6 o'clock, its own sunray finishing. As you can see, as I move it through the light box, it does have its own characteristics with the lighting as well. And the minute hand, extremely thin, hour hand, a little bit thicker. All right, now taking a look at the crown functions. At the base position, this is what you would use to wind the watch. There's a tiny bit of overhang of that crown, so you can easily grasp onto it from the back side of the crown, so you can wind the watch nice and easily. You can then pull it out to the only other position really, because this is how you adjust the time using the crown to move the minute hand and by extension the hour hand. Now keep in mind there's no hacking seconds function, but that's okay. It works very much like a Patek Philippe watch, where you can actually so there's actually 0 hacking seconds, but when the power reserve is low, I noticed this myself, you can actually place a little bit of pressure backwards to stop that seconds hand, but when you're at a full power reserve, as you can see here, it actually does not stop at all. But that's fine. No one ever asks for the seconds anyway when you're adjusting, when you're giving someone else the time of day. You always give them the hours and minutes, say it's 10:10, and well, the seconds just pass by. No one's really gonna ask, and that's just fine. So it makes all of this work together. Well, it is the movement number 4400 QC. As you can see through this case back, it is an exhibition style case back, meaning that it is a sapphire crystal all the way through, and you can tell that there is a full manual movement here because there's no winding rotors anywhere. As you can see, when I change the orientation of this watch, you don't see anything really moving around in a circle to basically wind the watch. So this is a fully manual wind watch. All of the winding must be done with the winding crown, but the power reserve is about 65 hours, close to 3 days, so you'll be just fine if you wear this pretty frequently. And even then, you have the quick set pusher adjustments anywhere, so you can just set it and forget it. Quite nice and easy. It has a 29 millimeter or 12.5 line size or diameter, 4.6 millimeters thick, 225 total parts with 21 jewels. It has a frequency rating of 28,800 vibrations per hour or 4 hertz. So that's a nice, very high beat rate that just keeps the accuracy and the precision just flowing throughout this watch. Keeps it very nice and clean. And keep in mind that, all of this working together is a feat of engineering. Having that center mounted date hand as opposed to an off-center date wheel like the Wednesday and the February that you can see in these apertures. They're not center mounted. They're on a completely different plane basically from this movement, but to center mount that date is quite a feat of engineering, as I've said. And taking a look at the overall aesthetics of this watch, note that the hour presentations here are done with these very curly, almost Art Nouveau style Arabic numerals, very curvy, very natural flowing, whereas the size of the case, very Art Deco, very uniform in its look. So very timeless in its overall presentation here. And the previous iteration, the model to which this one calls back to is the 4240. That one actually had Roman numerals for its hour marks, so that one a bit different, but this one I feel has that sort of modern sensibility that really keeps Vacheron Constantin nice and high in the game. Now taking a look at this bracelet here, well, more like a strap, alligator leather strap. Now this looks black, it looks brown depending on the type of lighting that you have. If you have warm lighting, it gets to be browner, so it's probably a really dark brown, almost black, right? Matching alligator skin on the top and bottom, giving it quite a bit of extra life because the sort of canvas style leather on the inside of watches tends to degrade a little bit faster than the outside, and having that on both sides actually does give this quite a bit of extra life. Now taking a look at this pin buckle, it's what they call, let me see, what's the specific name? The Ardeon buckle? Well, it's basically a pin buckle, and anyone who is familiar with Vacheron Constantin can see the sort of motif of the Maltese cross here. If you sort of take this, mirror it, and flip it downward, you get the Maltese cross in this pin buckle. All right, again, all in stainless steel, matching that of the case. As you can see, printed underneath, it's stainless steel. Now, while we're here, I can actually try it on, give you my thoughts as to how it wears on the wrist. My wrist is about 7 inches in circumference, or 18 centimeters. So This does wear a bit big for me, but honestly, it feels like closer to a 38 or 37 millimeter, even though this is a 40 millimeter dial watch. And that's, I think, very much due to the fact that the case does take a very, very thin profile compared to that of the dial, and the lugs, when compared to other watches of the same size. You have a very good framing of the strap here, giving it a very good sense of balance against the dial, at least on my wrist. Now, taking a look down the wrist, these lugs do point downward quite a bit, and if you have a smaller wrist than mine, no problem. If you have a larger wrist than mine, I think you'll be just fine, because they do rest very nicely. As you can see on the 12 o'clock side of my wrist, it sits very nicely, nice and flush on my wrist. So if you have a larger wrist than me, no problem, you can still wear this, right? And when it comes to the overall weight and the form factor, this will slide very easily under a suit cuff at just under 10.5 millimeters, and certainly with the stainless steel construction, it's incredibly light. So light that I don't even know that this is on my wrist. If I were to look away and just sort of wave my wrist around, I don't even know that I have something on my wrist, save for the sort of tension that's in this strap keeping it there in place. All right, well, that's enough. That's all for me. That's all I've got to say about this watch. What do you guys think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below what you think about this Vacheron Constantin, this historic triple calendar, a remodel of the 4240. Not too many differences here, save for, say, the movement and a little bit of the aesthetics. Well, this is basically the reborn, reimagined, and modernized version of that watch. Let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, visit our store at jazztime.com. Links in the description below, where you can see the price at the lowest possible price anywhere online. We'll see you in the next video, and take care.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page, where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.